Midnight on the world's digital clock, and the locks we've trusted for half a century just failed. Code streams roll across hacker dashboards. Encrypted vaults flash open. Bank keys, medical files, state secrets, readable. A quiet announcement from Google Quantum AI detonates online. A 1 million qubit machine can crack RSA-2048 in under a week. That single sentence means a math guarding the global internet, once thought unbreakable for the lifetime of the universe, now has an expiration date measured in years, not centuries. Every password, every cryptocurrency wallet, every defense system depending on RSA or elliptic curve cryptography is suddenly living on borrowed time. Last night, the era of secrecy ended. The internet didn't crash, it changed species. This isn't a breach you can patch. It's a fundamental rewrite of trust itself. Because the machines capable of unraveling modern encryption don't hack. They calculate differently. They live in quantum superposition, exploring every possible key at once. The timeline to catastrophe just compressed from decades to 5 years. The question isn't whether hackers will exploit it. It's whether you'll know when they already did. Every action you take online, logging into a bank, sending a message, streaming in a coffee shop, relies on cryptographic math invisibly wrapping your data. A handshake of numbers happens in microseconds. Your browser trades keys with a server using protocols like RSA, Diffie-Hellman, or elliptic curve cryptography. That ritual of secrecy has underpinned the global internet for almost 50 years. The logic was simple. These math problems were too big to solve. A classical machine checking them one possibility at a time would take longer than the universe has existed to find the factors hiding behind a 2048-bit key. Governments, banks, and trillion-dollar cloud platforms built their confidence on that time gap, but physics just erased it. Quantum computation doesn't follow a binary sequence. It leverages superposition and entanglement, letting qubits explore every path simultaneously. What takes a classical system billions of years, a quantum processor can collapse into a result in days or hours. Translation: the very numbers that keep your digital life encrypted also contain their undoing. The fallout isn't theoretical. Every intercepted message, every encrypted backup sitting in cloud archives, and every blockchain wallet recorded on public ledgers is already a target for Harvest Now Decrypt later attacks. Adversaries, from state actors to corporate espionage groups, are hoarding today's encrypted data, waiting for quantum key to open it tomorrow. And when that door swings open, privacy itself becomes an obsolete concept. Medical records, defense contracts, decades of diplomatic cables, all potentially exposed at once. This is a silent countdown of the quantum age. Not whether we lose encryption, but when. Picture a safe with a trillion-digit combination. A classical computer opens it the old-fashioned way. Click by click, guess by guess. Even at lightning speed, it would still be guessing when the sun dies out. Quantum computers rewrite that rulebook. They test every combination at once. At the center of this capability lies a single elegant piece of mathematics conceived long before our hardware could run it. Shor's algorithm. Peter Shor published it in 1994, predicting that a quantum machine using superposition and the quantum Fourier transform could factor large numbers exponentially faster than any classical method. What once scaled impossibly, requiring decades or millennia, now scales polynomially. In quantum terms, that's the difference between hopeless and done by Monday. Here's how it breaks RSA. Encryption hides secrets inside the product of two gigantic primes. Multiplying them is simple. Reversing the operation, factoring, is the lock. Shor's algorithm converts that factoring problem into a pattern-finding challenge, and then uses quantum interference to reveal the hidden periodicity, the rhythm that exposes the primes. Once those primes are known, the key falls apart. And it doesn't stop at RSA. The same algorithm destroys elliptic curve and Diffie-Hellman key exchange, the cornerstones of VPNs, HTTPS, and blockchain signatures. You can see the exponential knife edge right now. 2048-bit RSA equals impossible for classical machines, manageable for a 1 million qubit quantum computer. That threshold isn't myth. It's a milestone in every lab roadmap. So when Google Quantum AI's Craig Gidney published new techniques cutting the qubit requirements by 95%, the cybersecurity world didn't gasp. It recalculated deadlines. Every system online today is a countdown clock wrapped in math. When a single algorithm can reduce every secret on Earth to plain text, the victims aren't just corporations, they're you. Banking. Every wire transfer, loan, and account login depends on RSA, or elliptic curve encryption, to keep financial routes private. A 1 million qubit rig doesn't just read your balance. It reads the banking system itself. Real-time trades can be forged, fund transfers replayed, digital signatures spoofed. Messaging. From end-to-end apps to confidential corporate emails, all modern privacy relies on keys now mathematically obsolete. Quantum cracking transforms your old encrypted archive into a searchable diary of every conversation you ever called safe. E-commerce and VPNs. HTTPS padlocks? Shattered. VPN tunneling? A mirage. They can still hide your IP, but not your traffic secrets if the key exchange layer falls apart. Grover's algorithm even weakens ES, effectively having its protection, meaning today's 256-bit strength acts like 128. Cryptocurrency, the biggest jackpot. Bitcoin and Ethereum rely on elliptic curve signatures, EDSA. With Shor's algorithm, a quantum system can derive the private key from a public wallet address in hours. At that moment, billions of dollars move at the speed of a stolen key press. Roughly 6.6 million Bitcoin, $750 billion, sit fully exposed. Every secret ever sent under those algorithms joins the same fate. Deferred transparency. Nation-states and advanced threat groups already harvest encrypted traffic in bulk. The so-called harvest now, decrypt later strategy. Once a strong enough quantum machine arrives, every gigabyte of that dark stash becomes clear text history. Visualize a red flashing global map, banks, blockchains, defense networks, graying out one by one. Line snap. Everything you've trusted since the 1990s just became readable if someone's patient enough to wait. But here's the turn. As the walls crumble, a new fortress is rising. Post-quantum encryption built on math even superposition can't crack. It took 50 years to build the digital fortress. RSAs, TLS layers, VPN tunnels, and one quantum discovery to make the whole defense obsolete. The good news? The next wall's already under construction. Engineers call it post-quantum cryptography, a new generation of algorithms born from math that even quantum processors can't shortcut. The U.S. NIST standards, MLKM, formerly Kyber, MLDSA, formerly dilithium, and SLHDSA, Sphinx Plus, are the scaffolding of this rebuild. They replace prime factor puzzles with multidimensional lattice problems, so huge and irregular that qubits can't find a rhythm to solve them. Think of it as the difference between guessing the lock's combination and getting lost inside a 10,000 dimension maze built from calcium, code, and genius. The transition is massive. Billions of devices. Every banking certificate, every secure handshake on Earth must be replaced or risk retroactive exposure. That migration race has already begun. Cloud providers roll out hybrid encryption. Browsers and VPN swap protocols mid-flight. Entire governments are rewriting their cryptographic DNA before the first million-qubit machine emerges. This is the largest Curie set in human history. And the countdown doesn't care who's ready. So what do? If you manage data, audit your encryption dependencies now. If you lead teams, demand PQZ roadmaps with dates, not dreams. And if you simply exist online, know this. Your privacy isn't disappearing, it's evolving. Because the same physics tearing old encryption apart will inspire the systems that keep our next internet unbreakable. Cut to glowing lattice lock closing over a globe. Voice lowers. The quantum war for trust has begun. Next on Cyber Shield Hub, inside the quantum computer that broke the internet, we'll open the lab doors on the hardware, superconducting qubits, error correction codes, and cryogenic engineering, driving tomorrow's cyber arms race. The encryption age just ended. The resilience age starts now.